episode number 54. So not sure what we're doing this start every episode. Or I can't make up my fucking mind. But we're back. As unfortunate as that is, to I don't even have the words to begin to describe what we're going to talk about today. I can't believe this is an actual album that exists from the year 1990. I mean, I guess it makes sense in the year 1999. It was a different time. We were pre Y2K. We were pre 9/11. You could probably still smoke on airplanes in 1999.
Yeah.
Now we live in a lawless country.
This was a pick because the one song came on my shuffle playlist, and I was like, oh my god, I love this song, but I don't know any of the other songs by this band, especially on this album. So
Can we preface this by saying what era does this bring you back to in your life?
Oh, this was like late elementary school, early middle school?
I was gonna say
I wanna
middle
say.
school.
Yes, yeah. I mean, we were all basically 8 years old when this album came out, so
Just cherubs. Just bright-eyed,
I was 10,
bushy-tailed.
so I'm old as fuck, but
but still, probably shouldn't have been listening to this album at 10 years old.
well, we'll get into it. But the one song brought me, like, I didn't know this one song lived in the ether of my mind. I had no idea where it was from or where I heard it, and then as soon as it came on, it's like track 12 or some shit. I was like, oh, it's these fuckers.
Yeah.
It's and then
I mean,
So, to finally say what this is 1999's Horaay for Boobies by the Bloodhound Gang.
you may be familiar with the one song that's on this album that we'll get to. You also might be familiar with, if you were a Viva La Bam fan, I think the Bloodhound Gang was featured on that show a couple times, because when you listen to the lyrics of this album, that really makes sense that Bam Margera would have this be one of his favorite bands. That really kind of fits in the whole shtick of, like, probably. I listened to this today. A little different than I usually listen to things. Usually I sit at my computer and I'll write down the notes as I listen on Spotify on my computer. This time I was just like, let me throw some headphones on my phone, sit on the couch, and I'll listen to it. I got like 3/4 of the way through, and I felt icky, and I just went and took a shower. And I came back and finished like 5 songs. I was like, I gotta just clean myself of what's going on right now. I cleansed my soul, and then I listened to the rest. And I thought maybe if I stopped, because I mean, this is, spoiler alert, 19 tracks at roughly 1 hour's worth of music. We've just implemented a new rule for a couple episodes that we're not allowed to do long albums anymore, because this is fucking brutal when you don't like it. I could understand if we were gonna do an hour-long album that was like considered to be good. This is far from that.
And this is one of those things of, like, as I was listening through, there's a lot of really, really awful shit in there. But I also try to think, like, this is definitely a piece of its time. And, like, some of the humor they go about, like, there are a couple messages in a couple of the songs that I'm like, I get what you're trying to portray, but the way you go about it is in the most absolutely fucked up way you possibly could. Because it is that typical, like, especially, like, I feel like TV era, especially MTV, like you're talking about Bam Margera and shit, like crude misogynistic humor.
Yeah, I put it in my notes at one point, but this is the album for kids who really like shopping at Spencer's Gifts. Like this, any song on this album you could hear in a Spencer's.
It is all cringe AF, and they just happen to pull off one really fun song.
I don't even like the song that much. I don't.
I love that song. I will just outright say I fucking love that song. But it's one of those things, I try to look at it through the whole, like I said, it's like for me going back, and Spin City is one of my all-time favorite shows ever. It was considered progressive for its time. Going back and watching it, 25 years removed, you're like, Jesus, this was considered like, like I said, like progressive in the times. And some of the jokes that they land in terms of like, whether it be on women or gay people or stuff, I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, it hurts almost when you start hearing it. So going back and hearing some of these lyrics,
Yeah, the Bloodhound Gang is definitely the band for people who still called their friends gay as a joke way too late after that joke wasn't funny anymore. What are you, gay? Like, up until like 2024, still saying that. That's the Bloodhound Gang fan demographic. Sorry if you're listening to this and you're a fan of the Bloodhound Gang, because
I
You know
mean,
what's weird? I did a little research on them because as we had talked in the chat, like, we should probably check that there's no big allegations, which shockingly, no. It's more of just prank-based shenanigans, but they got weirdly popular in Europe after they fizzled out in the United States, which is weird to me. But then again, I guess like joke bands from other countries kind of are big here, so maybe that's the appeal of it. Because
like
I was
Psy.
thinking, yeah, that was what came to mind first and foremost.
I think Psy's big in Korea too, though. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
I mean,
Korean, I don't know.
joke bands from
It's-
other countries tend to be big in, because I mean, like baby metal. That's a real weird one. That's like a joke gimmick, but it
I don't think
works.
it's a joke gimmick, but
It is
Have you-
definitely a
Yeah, they're
joke
not even-
gimmick, but they have decent
They're
music.
not even reebies.
have you kept up with this band? Is they like still write this kind of music? They have like recent music.
I think they stopped, I want to say, actually creating music before the 2010s, but they kept touring in Europe because they got popularity.
2015
I guess
album.
Jimmy. Oh, Jesus. But I guess Jimmy Pop still like writes stuff, but they don't actually produce stuff.
Yeah, I just saw somebody, I don't even know who made the post, but some artist actually has Jimmy Pop from the Bloodhound Gang featuring on their album. And that was before we agreed to do this album. I was like, man, I haven't heard that name in 2 decades.
What the? I'm sorry. I'm just going through my Spotify because I was seeing what the fuck. They have a expanded version of this album
What?
that is 30 songs long. So, do we want to delay this episode and go back and do the extra 11?
No.
I'd rather
no.
kill myself.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's too much for me.
Yeah, this is one of those things I was like, all right, for fun, we'll try something weird and zany, and it went weird and zany in a way I should have known was coming, but just didn't actually see it coming.
It's rough.
Well, I guess we might as well get into it. Because the sooner we start, the sooner we can finish.
All right.
Hooray for
one is
Boobies, the Bloodhound Gang, 1999.
track one.
Number one.
I hope you die. Points for
Which is
creativity.
exactly how I felt. I wanted to die after listening to this.
Takes out a disabled Vietnam veteran, throws down a Nobel Peace Prize winner, and maybe somewhat Finns having Christmas dinner, perhaps even a British royal family.
So yeah, for this song I wrote, this guitar riff is Baby's first drop D song. The guy just hopes everyone dies. Music is so basic and repetitive, it just blends together. The lyrics can be clever at times, but the subject is so random and there's no motive behind it, so I don't really care when the lyrics do land occasionally. I just was just like, it's edgy, bro. That's the vibe I get.
Super.
That's the vibe you get, and that's the vibe you're gonna get for 18 more tracks too.
Yep, it was hard to write different takeaways from each track.
I'm shocked at
funny.
the amount of notes I actually have for this.
Dude, same here. I went
Enlighten
all
us.
out for this for some reason.
Oh, they're not
Yeah.
like notes about the music. It's just me fucking clowning on them the entire time. I wrote, this band sounds like the band your coworker tells you they're in, and you should go see them live sometime. Then you do, and then you find out that it's a band like this, and you just can't take them seriously anymore. You can't look your coworker in the eyes anymore because you're like, dude, my band is so good.
Are you just
And then they played fucking
Jordy?
they played Baby's first drop D riff. I also mentioned that track 1 has a bestiality reference in it, so that's a great it's a great start to the album. I think John Cena waited until at least halfway through for bestiality in his album. I put forces you to play a game called Balls on Chin is one of the lyrics in the
Yes.
song. And then
You guys
I
don't play
wrote,
that?
yes, after this. I wrote, I think I liked this band at one time. but this is way worse than I remember. And the production value on is like
So bad.
actual dog shit. Like, I'm trying to think of other albums from like 1999 that actually sound really good, and then you have this fucking actual piece of garbage.
It's not great.
Like, I mean, what's Nevermind? Like,
Before 1999, I think.
yeah, I'd take that over. I have production notes, but I have that in song too. But it was bad.
Yes. I put it, hell yeah, for typical rock beats of the 90s. It was just like any sort of like major rock band of that time did this beat and that chord progression. Weird double bass fill that made no sense at all. Like those little gallops that he put in there, the little 5-stroke rolls on the double bass made no sense for what was happening in the music. I said, this sounds like if NoFX played after taking Xanax. And pretty gross lyrics from what I've known of them, even.
The joke should actually be is what NoFX sounds like if they don't take Xanax, because they're all big. They were all big Xanax people back in like when they were really touring and stuff. I just listened to their book. It's actually pretty interesting. It's like a bunch of like actual crazy stories from the road and stuff.
Oh, I can only imagine. When you
I
have
don't
a
know how
character
any
called
of the-
Cokie the Clown.
I don't know how anybody in NoFX is still alive. Actually,
They're the Mick Foley of music.
they are. But another album from 1999 that actually has great production value is Enema of the State by Blink-182. Same year. One of those albums is great. The other album is Horaay for Boobies by the Bloodhound Gang.
All right, we moving on.
Well,
Let's do it.
Can we go faster, please?
The inevitable return of the Great White Dope. I hate that I have to actually say these out loud.
The inevitable return of the Great White Dope.
I'll start us off because I actually have a couple positives here. I said, fun little drum beat to start with video game synth. Can't understand most of the lyrics, but honestly, this is a fun listen for me. Some offbeat vocal rhythms that Ari loves using.
No, don't
Man,
ever fucking say my name in this
Ori.
episode again. Don't
Ori,
say
how's that feel?
keep
Just
my
be compared
fucking
to
name out your mouth.
How does that feel to be compared to the one and only Jimmy Pop from the Bloodhound Gang?
To be compared to the Great White Dope?
Okay, they're legitimately. I think Jimmy Pop and the Bloodhound Gang are on the level of fame currently that we could probably get one of them to be on this podcast.
They have like close to 4 mil monthlies, which is not deserved.
It's because the Bad Touch is just like that song. It's that song that like you're at a party and someone's like controlling Spotify and they're like, oh my god, I haven't heard this song in a long time. Let's put it on. And then that happens in 40 million homes in America each weekend.
Yeah,
And that's how the Bloodhound Gang sells 4 million monthly listeners.
It is almost weird how much their monthlies and that song is. That song has 373 million plays, and they're at 373 monthly listeners.
Yeah. And we just took it up by 3, so shame on us. But number 2, the inevitable. I did like the lyric, like my scrotum, here it is in a nutshell. That made me laugh. That did make me laugh out loud. The song just kind of sucks, actually. The music is bad. The lyrics are written by a kid who still thinks Mad TV is the funniest show of all time. And there are times in this song where I'm unsure of what language he's speaking because it's mixed so poorly. Like Jordy said he couldn't understand the lyrics. I don't know if he's speaking real words at any point.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one this time.
I listened to some bands with some vocals that I don't know what they're saying. And I still know what they're saying more than Jimmy Pop from the Bloodhound Gang.
Our shell's hollow, though. I disagree with Jordy. I hate how many syllables he tries to jam in lines that don't fit instead of just cutting words. I hate the mix of the vocals. It's like the vocals sit the same EQ as the song, and it actually listening to this with like earbuds in made me feel nauseous, and I don't feel that way a lot. But the mix is so bad and like so like a weird frequency that's high, and like there's no differentiation. I felt like a lot of the levels where like the vocals and the instruments were kind of near the same frequency made me feel sick. Lyrics didn't help.
Which is funny because there are songs on here that actually just made me kind of sick to my stomach because of the samples used and the recording.
Yeah, that's my notes.
This album fucking sucks already. We're only 2 songs in.
I'll be the first to admit, this one I was actually okay with listening. So I was like, oh, maybe there is hope. Maybe there's hope that they can actually put out some half decent music. I think this was the last time I put anything remotely positive.
I think this is my
and we're 2 of 19. That's a hard one to pick.
There's 6 fucking like interludes in there.
Yeah,
so that was at least nice.
Yeah, and that'll take us to number 3, Mama's Boy, which I don't think you even need to play.
Oh,
no, it's okay.
Okay, Ori's playing it.
Hello, Frank.
Hello, Mother dear.
Hi, Tim. What are you doing?
I'm trying to think of words that rhyme with vagina.
And I'll cut it off there because that's the whole fucking thing, and that's the whole other 20 seconds that I didn't get to. Also, I fucking hate this gimmick because like I'm trying to find words that rhyme with, and then he does rhyme with that word eventually in these songs because he can't go any song without saying a genital. I write it later. There's one song that doesn't say penis or like butthole or something. There's one song where he refrains from saying a genital or a private area.
I like how you
this
can
is
say
not one of them.
Penis or butthole, but you were stuttering on vagina.
I am Puritan. I am a good Christian boy. This is my Christian Minecraft server. There's no saying of the V word.
Yeah, so number 3, Mama's Boy. Oh yeah, the edgy 1999 song interlude. +1 for the C word.
If that's also his mom, like that's super cringe.
Yeah, that's where like I wrote "call with his mom?" ? It made me uncomfy the whole time.
It's like, is this the origin story of
Yeah.
using voice memos in songs?
It might be.
Where it all starts.
It's
Unfortunate.
Hey, well, we found out that Ori gets their vocal rhythms from Jimmy Pop.
absolutely fucking not.
That's true. Yeah.
Absolutely fucking not.
It's Signs
Alright,
of the
let's just-
Swarm and Bloodhound Gang.
Let's keep this train moving. Number 4, 3.14.
Women are like dogs, you hear me through, don't interrupt. It's just the older that they are, the easier they get to pick up. I'd fill the generation gap, clean the cupboards from her rafters. Old hens would rather put out than be put out to the pasture.
I actually hate that I'm the only one who can hear this because I actually have to relive it.
Disappointment on your face.
So this was one of the few songs I knew by the Bloodhound Gang from this album before listening to it. I listened to this a bunch when I was like a teenager and stuff. I don't hate this song. I do want to know what Oreo would rhyme with vagina. I do think the rapping is the best in this song so far, but that's also really not saying much compared to the 2 songs that we've had so far. Be absolute dog shit. +1 for vagina repetition at the end, and really just a lovely falsetto.
Yeah.
Just a lovely. You're not expecting it from our friend Mr. James Pop to just hit the falsetto at the end.
Lima, China,
Yeah.
Carolina, Defina, Designa, Sina, Angina, Indochina, Tima, Clima, Kojima, Minor. Oh, Rhyme Zone, I don't know about that one. Rhyme Zone's out.
Mina, they probably said.
No, it says minor,
remember
but I
him
tried
saying
to I tried to slant it. Yeah, it's about he had options.
Yeah, I said typical humor song of this band. Heavily misogynistic lyrics that are pretty rough, but clearly that's the gimmick of the song. Super boring song musically, and thumbs down from me, dog.
Yeah, I highlight the lyric, "My girlfriend doesn't like me, so she must be gay." I think is one of my least favorite like tropes in music in general. Is like, if someone doesn't like me, that they're not interested in my entire gender. Uh, Also, he also has like the lyrics. He's like, also she didn't excite you. So he's like, oh, she doesn't like me, so she must be gay, and also she wasn't really like my type anyway. But I think that means like maybe you don't like women, especially with like all the misogynistic lyrics. Maybe you don't like women. I don't know why you're pushing it on her. I hate the pointless, edgy lyrics like this. It sounds like something someone in middle school would write. Why the fuck does this song exist? It's the worst misogynistic tropes all in one song.
Here's my thing though, is the intentional misogyny. I'm trying to interpret it as like they're intentionally doing that to be like point out how stupid and gross it sounds.
But
I can't
you
believe
think
somebody could actually write this and actually like stand behind it. It makes no sense to me.
You really think the Bloodhound Gang is getting that deep with the lyrics that he's writing so much about misogyny because he just wants you to understand how stupid it is?
I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt in that regard, but it's hard, especially by the end of this album. It's hard.
Yeah.
There's no way. I don't read it as that. I read it as just like, this is like the bro album. It's like this. You put this on with your boys. You never put this in front of your like. You never show like your date this album. This is for the boys only, which is a subculture that should die.
You think this guy right here? Let me see if I can get a better picture of him here real quick. As it keeps shrinking. Oh my god!
Tech wizard over here.
Yeah, it's just. I
if you're one of the two people who watch our YouTube, this podcast on YouTube, you can enjoy.
Yeah, you think this
blurry ass
focuses? Let's see if it's my camera's just not focusing. But look at his face. It's not focusing, but look at him. You think this guy is writing about how misogyny is fucking bad?
I'm trying so hard to believe it.
It's not happening. Let's just fucking. Did we all talk about this one? Can we just keep moving?
Yep. Song 5 is Mope. Mope money, mope problems.
Shout out to Pac-Man.
I might be tidy whitey and I'm smuggling plums. When you wanna come. I might be tidy whitey and I'm smuggling plums. When you wanna come. I'm mighty tidy whitey and I'm smuggling plums. When you wanna come.
I picked like a stupid autoplay part to play there. It was just the same thing over and over again, but honestly that's most of the album. They repeat a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot this had the stupid whatever the song's called, Frankie
Relax.
Goes to Hollywood.
Yeah. Since I'm already talking about I don't know, you go for it, Jordy.
Yeah, I said Beastie Boys influence song for sure. Menagerie of a lot of songs and sounds. And I said, was that a Taker bell that I heard at one point? I think very faintly in the background they had an Undertaker dong.
Wow, dong in these songs, not far fetched.
Yep, whoops. And I said, I hate to admit how much I found this song amusing, but I said, okay, the Pac-Man part is weird as fuck.
Yo, what are these motherfuckers? Man, I remember I had a friend who was a few years older than me, showed me this when I was younger. I remember thinking this was the funniest shit when I was a kid.
This song?
I actually had, yeah. I'm fairly certain he had this album. And if I remember correctly, the CD itself was flesh colored. So then when you put your finger through it, it looked like the nipple and the boob was the CD.
I think you actually like that. I think you own this.
No, a friend of mine did. Back when CDs, everybody had CDs. He had like the fucking giant CD booklet. Anyways, I know this song too, and actually, I kind of like this song. This song is like the epitome of a Spencer's in a mall in the early 2000s. I think the bass sample throughout the song was kind of good. I'm really very curious about the lyric writing process of this band because there are some lyrics that are pretty funny and kind of well thought out, top references, and then others are just really bad dick and ball and fart jokes. He also said "mighty tiny whities" and "I'm smuggling plums," which is really funny. That made me laugh too. And then Pac-Man being high on crack will forever make me laugh. Yo, what it is, motherfuckers?
All right.
Hey,
Please tell me
Pac-Man.
they wrote this while they were in middle school. Seriously, the thought of a grown adult writing these lyrics makes me feel weird. Like, I feel bad even typing these lyrics out. This is the lyric. One of the lyrics that is an example of that. I recycle. I smell my own farts. Like, that's probably something you still think is funny.
Actually.
I was like, seriously, who is the audience for this shit? Oh, right, Jordy. The voice at the end sounds exactly like the YouTuber Make Me Bad. Real ones will know. If you know, hit up the Discord. If you know Make Me Bad on YouTube. That's like 20 years ago, but that Pac-Man voice was like, I don't know what effect it is, but it sounded the exact same as the one he would use in his videos.
Well, considering how this album was recorded, I'm going to say it was whatever stock plugin was on whatever shitty laptop or whatever they recorded with in 1999.
Yeah. All right. That
Can you just play the Pac-Man bit so people can hear it?
Is it at the very end?
It's close to the end, yeah.
It's close to the end.
But let the record show I did not subject the people to this. Let me find
Yeah,
the
I just
lyrics.
I need everybody to hear it.
No, Pac-Man. Drugs are bad.
What it is,
Yep,
motherfucker.
can't help you, man. Oh shit! Here comes Pac-Man.
Hey, Pac-Man. What's up?
Me, you bitches! I'm high on crack! Want a free base?
No, Pac-Man.
All right, you have your wish there. I'm sure the
You can always-
listeners really love that.
You're welcome for that. So now you get the reference.
It's
So when I continually say yo, what it is, motherfuckers, in upcoming episodes, you understand the reference. But we're moving on because we still got a lot.
song 6, Yummy Down on this.
Banana soaking your vibe like Dylan on my Peter like Chris. Till it's chubby like Checker. Come on, baby, do the twist. It's all on the wrist. Like table tennis, so beat me. Like Betty Crocker King mix. Yummy! Down on this! Down on this! Down on this!
Go for it.
Ari's pain face looks like they're about to be
Yeah.
called up from the rapture.
You can't get out that easy. Number 6, Yummy Down on this. So now they're back to being a new metal band that you kind of saw in the first track. So we're on Baby's second drop D riff.
Yep.
This song really tracks the fact that this was one of Bam Margera's favorite bands. Like, and that whole demographic of person. Plus one for Jordy, though, because there's a snail reference in this song.
Damn
it. There's also a fucking breakdown blowjob chorus. Like, I got to that part, I was like, what the fuck is happening right
That
now?
sentence should not exist, but
But if you listen to the song, you know exactly what I mean. He does also say the phrase "gherkin off," which is really top tier joke. Pickle related masturbation jokes, always funny. And then it just gets into the fucking weird blowjob noises, which I got the fucking Apple AirPods in. I'm just listening to it, and then we get to that, and it's like, it's unnerving. It was making me sick to my stomach, actually. I'm not usually the guy who's just like, I can hear people like making like gagging and throw up noises, but this was obscene and offensive.
Yeah.
Like it goes for way too long too. And about halfway through, I'm like, should we be listening to this? Like, should I stop now and maybe just be like, hey, pause. We shouldn't listen to this album. This song feels weirdly aggressive towards women, and I'm really uncomfortable after listening to it. Or going on record to state that Pass the Ox does not feel the same way about women as the Bloodhound Gang does. I mean, maybe Ori does, but I don't know.
no, I'm good.
Yeah, I put it's a heavier beat than I'd expect from these guys. They did drop a Poyo Creed, but it was in reference to like a rocket or a chicken, or like it was actually a really well placed wordplay because instead of Apollo Creed, they used it like it was in Spanish. I enjoyed that bit. I
Flew over
said
my
typical
head.
penis joke song, but they set a target and hit it at least. Very meh on this. I said God, the dry heaving / blowjob sound. But then, oof, the last 30 seconds, casual racist joke and gross banter.
I must have turned it off. I didn't get to that part.
Oh, at the very end, yeah, there's definitely just a very racist joke in there.
I missed it too because at the end they yell "suck it" and then they just kept saying "suck it" over and over and over again. I think I just went to the next song at that point because I assumed that the rest of the song was just "suck it."
It's on
Yeah,
the
same.
Spotify lyrics.
I'll rate that while Tyler tries to find it. I wrote another good horrible guitar riff. The lyric that Tyler brought up was "so escargot because my snail needs Frenchin." I said, "How do you feel about that one, Jordy?" I thought you fuckers want to talk about weak choruses. At least Maury can write above a middle school grade level. This is so elementary, it's painful to listen to. The music also sucks for the record. I'm trying not to hyperfixate on the lyrics, but it's god awful. Cool, just yell "suck it" at the end. Musical artist.
Yeah, so it happens at 3:34 is the joke.
Should I play it or not?
And it is. Ooh, I don't think you should play it.
All right,
Nope.
I stopped the demo at 2:41, so we were.
I can tell you what the lyric is here real quick. And it is such a low-hanging fruit joke too. It says, "If you were a Hindu, I could aim for the dot."
They say something else about Hindu in this. I think I have a note about Hindu. What do they have against Hindus? I think they had another.
I couldn't tell you.
That. I think it's in my notes somewhere, but yeah, we'll get there. But it's a weird stray. Yeah, it's in track 13. Also, is Hindu a race? I'm ignorant, actually. I don't know.
Well, that's a religion, correct?
Yeah, that's what I.
This is a music podcast, not a religious podcast.
Yeah, Hindu primarily refers to religion, not a race. Cool. The more you know. Song 7.
Well, at least if anything, at least if you are listening to this podcast up until this point, you now know that if you didn't know that before.
Exactly. We're here to educate and shit on shitty artists.
The more you know.
AKA every artist that Jordy recommends. The Ballad of Chasey Lane.
Did you say Ballard?
I said Ballard.
You did
but I
say
meant
Ballard.
Fuck you. I'm
Alright,
the producer. I'm wearing a lot of hats over here.
JC, this is my mom and dad. Now show 'em them titties. Now show 'em them titties.
I can't even listen. I can't even listen to this with a fucking like. Let me just enlighten you guys on what lyrics I just played for the general audience. Mom and dad, this is Chasey. Chasey, this is my mom and dad. Now show me them titties. That's the random. I just randomly select a part of the song to play for our fine listeners who give us way too much time and their attention, and that's the fucking shit you put them through.
Yeah, Jordy, you should be
Jordy, this is Snail Daddy some numbers at Instagram, fucking at him all day, every day. I don't give a fuck.
I have such few notes for this, so I'm just gonna get out of the way. But I just said love note to a hooker / porn star ? And then okay, I audibly laughed out loud and now show me them titties.
At him.
Yeah.
All day.
Every day, wake up. Every day,
I'll give
wake
you
up.
his
Adam, right
address.
It was legitimately went, ha!
The Ballad of Chasey Lane. So she's a porn star, if you didn't get it by the lyrics. She is a real one. I looked it up too, just to make sure.
Oh.
I had to Google that, but the context clues also push you in the right direction.
You
Yeah,
had to Google that, did you?
I had to watch some footage just to make sure. I was gonna make the joke that this is like the Sex Pest equivalent of the song "Stand" by Eminem, but this song actually came out before that song. So Eminem stole this idea from the Bloodhound Gang for Stan.
I don't follow Eminem, so I don't know.
Stan, you know the song "Stan"? It's about the guy who like idolizes Eminem and writes him a letter and stuff, and then like Eminem never writes him back. So, holy fuck! Never mind. That was a great music podcast, guys.
There can only be one great white rapper on this music podcast, so.
The Great White Dope.
Vegan vanilla. I wrote, they have to talk about ass or dick literally every 3 lines or so. Like, do they giggle to themselves when they write these lyrics? I get it's supposed to be a bit satirical, but it's so lame and uninspired and direct it comes across as childish. With the word childish in mind, I think Childish Gambino is much more nuanced at doing these types of lyrics without sounding like a 12-year-old in a Fox Racing shirt and DC shoes.
I mean, Childish Gambino, also a comedian in real life too.
Yes, and also
Jimmy Pop,
talented.
Jimmy Pop also probably works at Spencer's on the weekends.
Also, Childish Gambino, you go back to his Derek comedy days, another example of some humor not aging well.
Yeah, but as far as the music, I don't follow like his whole fucking life story, but his music has like dick and butt jokes, but they're much more mature than show me them titties.
I just so caught off guard by it.
Childish Gambino is just upset he didn't write that lyric first.
I'm pretty sure he's doing all right.
This is America. Look at these titties. Look at these titties. Keep the fucking train moving. Keep the fucking train moving.
RCP is 15 seconds. Here you go. And 15 seconds. Oh, maybe they don't say ass or dick in the song. They do in the first line. Here you have it.
I would rather slurp rancid tuna salad out of my own ass, or scour my boobies off with a rusty SOS pad, or hump a piece of splintered balsa wood.
There you go, people. That's the fucking album Jordy had us listen to.
All these interludes are god awful.
I think I can sum up what I wrote. I'll say it for all of us. Cringy 90s interlude.
Yes, 100%.
It's like playing a Mad Lib in middle school. That's
when you just learned about genitals.
Yeah, it's like boobie.
Like when you transition out of like cat, dog, mouse, refrigerator. Now you're just like dick, pussy, balls.
We could make a Bloodhound Gang song by just doing ad-libs.
Oh my god. I got you.
All right, so Magna Cum Nada.
Magna Cum Nada. Yeah.
Song 9. So we have 10 more fuckers to go after this.
This is the point where I got to it. I was just like, I wonder how much is left. And I saw this 10 more, and I was just like, oh my fucking god.
Always gonna be, always gonna be, always gonna be most likely to suck.
Most likely to suck.
Really, one of the only things I wrote is most likely to suck is right. And I put new plus funk synth bass. What the fuck is this band?
Yes.
It's really like they got 7 different musicians to write each of these tracks because they're so vastly different, while also being just really bad. Like there's
the guitar ones are all pretty similar. All the like the Baby's First Drop D are all.
Yeah. Like you get bands that are like super groups and stuff. Like the Bloodhound Gang did the opposite. It's like, who are the fucking worst musicians we can find, and let's get them to put a track on them.
Somehow they had a pop hit. But yeah, I put say what you will of these guys, but they do some wild genre changes. But I said Beastie Boys lives rent free in Jimmy Pop's head. Like they're clearly like channeling Beastie Boy energy through multiple songs of this. And then catchy chorus. I'll give him that on this one.
I wrote, did they download the ultimate basic metal guitar sample pack? They are really putting it to the test. Did Blood Gang fall down a large flight of stairs so artists like Spose could fly? I get the appeal of these type of lyrics, but holy shit, there are so many artists that do it better. Sure, it was 1999, but come on, we had to been more advanced than this. Most likely to suck. Yeah, I agree. Holy shit, can it be over? I don't know if either of you know Spose, but like, white rapper, but better than this.
I feel like I've heard the name before, but I don't know. But I had to look up a little bit of some history of the Bloodhound Gang. They still currently have an active website. Let's see what
Well, me surprised.
Oh, you guys are both getting Bloodhound Gang shirts for Christmas, so I'm gonna save that for later. I'm saving that for later.
I'm good.
So fun fact, this album was supposed to come out in 99, got delayed in the US until 2000. But this album reached #1 in Germany. Billboard #1 in fucking Germany. They returned to tour after selling the album.
Oof.
Yeah. And Jimmy Pop moved to Germany, if I recall correctly.
All right, hold on. We might have to be able to, we might give them a +1 here real quick. So I don't know. There's no date on when this was said, but it says in an interview with the German site Kincats on March 4th, 2017. Never mind. Hasselhoff, who is a member of the Bloodhound Gang, his name was Evil Jared Hasselhoff, stated that, if I can just scroll past it now, they would only reform and tour if Donald Trump was impeached. So, he was. But I don't remember.
This is some 4D underwater chess.
Yeah, you get all their political influence in their album.
Yeah, I'm really curious now.
I'm not. We're moving on.
Song 10. Sorry, no, really quick. Jordy did mention in the group chat that there wasn't any, like, this band has not done anything bad, but they did desecrate a Ukrainian flag by urinating on it.
And then in the very next day or something, shoved a Russian flag down his pants and wiped his balls with it, and promptly got banned from the country. But this was like, what, 2010-ish?
2013.
Okay, so this was prior to current events.
They also did it with an American flag, too, so hell yeah. Yeah, that's, I mean... I now know too much about the Bloodhound Gang.
10. Bad touch.
Discovery Channel. Do it now. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Do it again now. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
Holy shit. Is this the chorus that I knew from middle school but never knew what song it came from? Yup. Cool. Literally heard this song in middle school, really connecting the dots for me. This is what middle schoolers think is edgy and cool. I'm so over it, but at least there is no shitty metal guitar in this song. I'm ashamed this song is now going to be in my Spotify algorithm. I feel like I need to repent.
As you should, before the rapture happens.
I love seeing Ori in cringe pain. It brings me a lot of joy.
Yeah, it is nice. But yeah, I mean, if you know one Bloodhound Gang song, you know this song. It's easily the most popular song by like 100,000 miles. I do like the lyric, but I got this notion that the motion of your ocean means small craft advisory. So if I capsize in your thighs, high tide, B5, you sunk my battleship. That's a pretty good lyric.
Yes.
He gets a good one every couple songs.
I
And it's
have a note
delivered
that
well on the song.
he can write good lyrics. It's just the topic that he chooses to write about is penis.
But yeah,
And-
I haven't actively sought this song out in probably 8 years. And this is another song that is just specifically on the Spencer's Gifts playlist.
Yeah.
Jordy, your house is getting real dark. It's getting a little spooky in there.
Yeah, the light is
You gotta-
certainly setting. Is it?
Bro, you gotta turn
Am I
around or a boo's gonna sneak up on you.
Yeah. I appreciate that reference. Okay, yeah, for me, I put OMG, the classic. This song is one of my all-time favorite songs of my childhood. The hilarious memory of me in middle school band, virgin as fuck, singing and dancing to this with fellow geeky virgins.
So nothing's changed.
The
Yeah.
wordplay
No,
is great.
he's not in high
Goes
school band
incredibly well.
anymore.
A+ song. I love this song so much. And the
You
fact
could
that we
take the-
bullied a high school DJ at prom to play it, even though he's like, guys, I can't, I'll get in trouble. We just kept sending droves of kids up to ask him to play it. And the bitch caved.
That explains a lot about you.
And then he killed himself that night. So how do you feel, Jordy?
He just gets home and he's just standing, he's just looking in the mirror. It's like, they just wanted me to play the bad touch. Ah!
Punches it in.
Oh, we're just now halfway through.
Oh my god, this one, I just want to say, I'm going to preface it to people. All I have written for this next one is this made me want to vomit.
I just wrote cool song, bro.
11? Yeah, another shitty interlude. Don't even play this one, it's disgusting.
It's so gross.
I played it at like
You're playing it, man.
one volume, so
A good background noise and just.
oh, you did more than I played.
All right, number 12. Take the long way home.
Life is an aimless drive that you take alone. Might as well enjoy the ride. Take the long way home.
Go for it.
All right, I'm gonna go first. Ska song, kind of. I don't actually know. I zoned out kind of really hard on this song, and I don't care. I didn't listen to it again. I just like something happened when this song came on. I just fucking tunnel visioned out my window, and I don't remember listening to this song.
Yeah. I said it was a fun beat that I kind of expect of these guys. And then I said, OMG, did Poker Face steal the beat and alter it a bit? There's the part in the background that Poker Face's little synth part, oddly similar to. But then I said the chorus sucks compared to the rest of this song and weirdly uplifting. Because by the end, the line was saying pretty much that, like, life is a journey, so enjoy it and take the long way home. I was like, I'm not expecting that kind of lyricism from these guys, but here we are, I guess.
Yeah. I wrote, why are we making fun of Hindus? Why are they catching us stray? Also the line, if I were God, I'd get a bunch of slaves to do everything. It's like
I think you're on a different song,
Hey, you're on the wrong.
dude.
That's
Oh,
13.
I am on the wrong song, you're right. Wait, are they going to
That's
do a
all right,
whole
we were-
song without mentioning genitals? Will the Mad Lads do it? Nope. I was actually glued to the lyrics. I thought they were going to pull it off, but they just had to have the very last line that isn't a chorus. So close. Probably my favorite song on the album so far, but it's like a 2 out of 10, so take it what it's worth.
And we already started, so 13. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
And all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
Jordy's actively recording in a
Can't
level of
believe
fast.
it's not butter. I'll sing as I'm flogged. Yeah, That's what I would do if I were God.
Jordy, your living room is so dark right now. I'd be out in the truck checking everybody's spirit levels or whatever they're called.
I'm at 89%. Take some pills.
All
Drinks
right.
the tonic.
So now, why are we making fun of Hindus? Why are they catching a stray? If I were God, I'd get a bunch of slaves to do everything. I don't think you can say that. You gotta have.
I wrote the same thing.
I said I guess they had to have a religiously edgy song too. Got around all those bases. Another bar chord chucking backtrack. I also haven't mentioned the production much, but it absolutely sucks. Like, I get it's part of the punk aesthetic, but there's something about the cymbals sounding so high and tingy that it makes me feel nauseous. It just doesn't sound pleasant. The drums sound so ass. And I'm usually someone who does not notice drums at all.
Leave punk out of this. This is not punk music. There is no punk aesthetic about this.
Well,
They're
what
about
is
as
it?
punk as Spencer's.
Spencer's is punk.
Yeah,
as
this
hell,
is
bro.
this is Walmart punk. This is poser punk. Hell yeah. They did make a Speed 2. He references making a Speed 2. They did make a Speed 2. It did not have Keanu Reeves, and it fucking sucks. There's a line about slavery from a white guy, but not like we shouldn't have done that. It's more like I would do that if I was in charge, which, ugh. And if you could believe it, that's not the worst lyric in the song. There's a line about resisting the Olsen twins, written in 1999. The Olsen twins were 13 at the time.
Oh, Jesus. That makes
13. I Googled that afterwards. I had to make sure. I was just like, I don't know when Full House was banging. Like, 99, right? Bro, 99 Full House, you think? Brett agrees, 99. Like, what the fuck? And then he makes a Kevin Spacey reference too, which is also not great. Not a great look. Really just... Hell yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I
fine.
just said a song
Yeah.
clearly making fun of Christianity. And I said 2.5 minutes down, 2.5 to go. Way too long for the music.
Here's
Literally,
the positives.
you could have cut half of the song and it would have been much better.
Here is the positive of listening to it on Spotify and following the lyrics that way. You can just see where they repeat a bunch and stop listening. Because that's what I did on about 6 of these tracks, because there's like a minute and a half of them just screaming, suck my nuts, suck my nuts, suck my nuts. Just over and over again. And then the next song was like, lick my nuts, lick my nuts.
It goes on. Yes, there's multiple songs that you could have halved them. It would have been perfectly fine.
Sorry, I was singing that to the tempo of, what's the Papa Roach song? The suck my nuts into
Last Resort.
pieces. These are my
We
stupid
good?
nuts.
We good? Are you channeling your inner Bloodhound Gang? Right Turn
Sucking
Clyde,
nuts,
track
da-da-da-da.
14.
Good lyric in
5.5
the song.
minute song.
That was not a you're shaking your head because you really like this song.
I remember I played a part where it's like it just says Right Turn Clyde in some kind of like operatic thing for like the last 3 minutes of the song, and that's why it's a 5-minute song.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah, because like I said, okay, this beat is awesome. Another dick with no balls, Lamau. But I guess the whole song is about him telling people to like punch him in the face so he can sue them because he's gonna win in courts. It's a real weird song. But then, yeah, I said the song should have stopped at the 3-minute mark. The sheer length of the outro must be a joke. Holy shit.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering if Trademark had produced these beats and songs, because Jesus Christ, we're 4 minutes into the song and it's the same shit over and over again. I did write that, and then it does change a little bit at the end, but it's for like 45 seconds. There's a lyric though that I really like in the song. You must have given up on hair plugs because you're going to pay.
Yeah, that was.
Is you're going to pay?
Uh,
I I didn't reference the lyric before. I should have referenced the lyric before it too, but like he's threatening to beat somebody up or something, so he says toupee instead of toupee. It's a good lyric. He gets one every couple songs. He gets one.
Mm-hmm.
The redemption after the Olsen twin lad.
Yeah, I wrote, okay, this instrumental track is pretty good. Man, these guys must just consume pop media. I will give it to them. The references are pretty insane. How many useless tie-ins they can make in pop culture and music. I will give them that. If only they could write it in a more mature way and get better backing tracks, then that would be much more ideal. But they cannot.
Now it's making me want us to listen to like a later Bloodhound Gang album and see if it's changed at all.
2015.
God.
We should do that one.
Jesus Christ.
Not. All right, song
Keep
15.
the train moving.
This is stupid. 10 seconds long.
Someone know if your hotcakes are selling well.
Yep, I just played you a whole song on Spotify on a podcast, and I don't give a damn because it's 10 seconds, and that's, I'm pretty sure, fair use. I don't know. I don't make the laws. Don't sue me, white dope.
I said
That's
dumb
the,
interlude.
That's the great white dope to you.
Sorry.
Yeah, 15. This is stupid. I agree.
That's the same thing I wrote.
This is the point where I was like, I'm done. I gotta go take a shower.
All right.
Oh boy.
Song 16. I can't read the whole fucking song title on Spotify. A lap dance is so much better than when the strippers cry. Yeah, I remember now.
The disappointment in your voice is so funny.
When she rides me against her will.
Remember,
Yes, the lap
Snail Daddy's 79 or something.
better when the stripper is crying.
It's on Jordy. This ain't me.
Yeah, at least when I suggested Sleep Token, at least the production value on the album was good.
Spinning, slid on into the sticky pinky, gulp and guzzle, big rig snooze and stop.
Who wants to go first?
I got it. So we got a Casio keyboard country song. This is literally just a preset on a Casio keyboard that they just recorded. I thought we had already hit the low point on this album, but I think we're actually here now. This song is over 5 minutes long. Beef Bus in the Tuna Town is somehow like the third grossest thing on this album. And I don't think that singer has ever had sex once in his life. This is the point. I mean, I said it already. This is the point where I stopped and I was just like, I gotta cleanse my body. I just dumped the Old Spice over my head and just stood under the shower. I kind of hate it now. I don't even like the songs I like anymore. And we still have 3 more fucking songs left. Songs.
We do indeed.
Yeah, I put, oh boy, this is going to be a rough song to get through. I said, though, the synth keyboard during the chorus kicks ass. Jesus fuck, this song is shocking. I feel like a suburban mother who supported Tipper Gore. This song is a great example of why certain types of humor died out. And I wanted to die by the end.
These are glowing reviews.
This may be the first time we've all legitimately hated something.
I said before we started, this is my least favorite album we've reviewed so far, and that beat fucking This Is a Fucking Nightmare.
That's a fun album.
By this much. I wrote, I think it's worth saying at this point that a lot of these lyrics are problematic and not something I really want to even quote. I'm glad shock lyrics like this have seemed to die out. Such as, I think it's quite a thrill when she's grinding me against her will. That's fucking brutal. Yeah, this is just ass. I don't really find it funny. I get how other songs could be seen as haha funny to middle schoolers, but this is kind of dark and just misogynistic. The backtracks also sound like something a Casio keyboard would be pre-programmed with, ? I just don't fuck with this at all. Also, how do we get pre-programmed track Gorillaz, Clint Eastwood, pre-programmed track Bloodhound Gang, a lap dance? Like,
Suzuki Casio, that's the difference.
These things are not created equal. Moving on, song 17. The 10 coolest things.
No,
You said
hold
keep
on.
the
On
train
that tangent,
moving.
though.
Now you're pausing the
That-
train.
Yeah, I know. Admittedly, I know. I thought it was really cool when I found out that the what is it? The would beat is just from a preset from the Suzuki Omnichord, and that's a great song. We should be reviewing the Gorillas, not the fucking Bloodhound Gang.
Yes, I would enjoy that much more better.
Much more better.
Okay.
Much more
For the next one,
The
though,
Bloodhound.
can I gotta take you down the journey that was this next song for me. I was sitting there, I think I was finishing up my notes, and I'm like, oh shit, it must have like stopped or like stopped streaming, and I just gotta start it up again. And then I look and it says the 10 coolest things about New Jersey, and it's just silence. I actually laughed.
Spoil the
a
song,
lot.
Jordy. I was gonna play it for the people.
Oh, I was also listening on my phone, so it doesn't show the whole title. I thought the song was just called "The 10 Coolest Things." I didn't see the in New Jersey part. Okay, now that's actually really fucking funny.
It's hilarious.
Because the Bloodhound Gang is also from Quakertown, Pennsylvania. I saw that when I looked
I
up
did
their
not know that.
Wikipedia page. Which I think Quakertown is a suburb of like Philadelphia, that general area. I think, I don't know.
But yeah, this was actually a hilarious joke to me because the joke that they wrote in 1999 still landed as intended with me this 26 years later.
It's true. That's the only joke that aged well in this album.
Shout out to Jimmy Pop for the joke that's literally nothing.
For the lowest hanging fruit of all time. New Jersey sucks, right?
All right, Chugga Chugga Choo Choo. Along Comes Mary, song 18.
This is your mom's favorite song?
Here's a clip.
Trauma's gone, the songs are left and sung and hung upon the stars. And then along comes Mary. And along comes Mary. And does she want to see the states with the remains of all the things she left the night before?
Go for it.
I'm just gonna admit it. I don't get what the song was about. A very long 3.5 minutes.
So evidently this song is a cover. Yeah. So Along Comes Mary by the Bloodhound Gang is a cover of the Association's Along Come Mary. The rock band Bloodhound Gang covered the song in a new punk style. Their version of the song is about marijuana and was featured in the movie Half Baked soundtrack.
I was gonna say that's the only connection I could make.
Yeah,
When you listen to this song too, it's also the only song that is like somewhat normal.
I actually wrote that, and now that it's a cover, it makes sense because they couldn't write a song that doesn't mention sex, so they had to cover a song that doesn't.
Oh yeah.
I wrote, wait, is this the song that's going to do it? Will they not mention sex for a single song? I think they did it. I don't really understand what the song's about, and the guitar sucks again, but I think it's the cleanest song. I hate how he rushes in so many syllables. A lot could easily be trimmed to flow much better.
Yeah. A somewhat normal song, question mark, is what I wrote. But yeah, it's a cover, so that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
That does make more sense.
And I wrote, this
though.
somehow sucks just as much. I'm over this album and I can't fucking hide that anymore.
All right, track 19, hidden
Oh,
track.
God.
I don't think I listened to this whole thing for the record, but here's a clip of it, so you can see why.
I stopped at like 30 seconds.
Can someone call my agent? My hair is lifting.
Oh,
Now I have to do hooray for boobies.
That was a C, right?
It's just like random like clips throughout the recording process or something. I don't know. It's just like a bunch of random audio clips.
Or like interviews and bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, are these fucking audio bloopers? I want to kill myself.
Yeah. I just said just pure stupidity.
I wrote they I don't know. At first I was trying to critically like consume it, which I shouldn't have. But they said something about like they made like a penis joke and they're like, oh, that's Three Stooges humor. I was like, Three Stooges humor is slapstick. That's like what they're known for. I don't think the Three Stooges made penis jokes.
I'm not a Three Stooges guy. I don't really know them, but I don't think Dick and Balls humor was as big back when the Three Stooges were really kind of in their heyday. Hey Carly, look at my Hey Carly, look at my wristwatch, and it's actually just my penis.
I'm so glad
That's called
XD Random
big
Humor is
humor.
dead. Stay dead. This album should also stay dead. It's embarrassing. I don't recommend this torture to anyone. Ha 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 ha. So funny they said penis.
I
Wait,
give this
what's the
album
rating?
1 out of 10 penises. 1 out of 10 dick and ball jokes.
Yeah.
One
I
out of
said
10.
a fantastic reminder of why late 90s and 2000s humor died out. Some songs are fun and witty, but most of it is typical misogynist humor of the era. The genre mix-ups were interesting, and some beats are super cool, but the bad touch is really the only saving grace. 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10 dick and ball jokes. It is fun. Ori looks fucking dead inside right now. Oh my god. The disassociation is real. But it's funny when we listen to albums, because sometimes we do listen to an album that maybe has like a style mix-up in it. And sometimes like an artist will do one of those better than the other, and we'll comment on that. They switched up like 4 different times on this album, and none of them were good.
Oh, they're all
We went
stankers.
new metal, funk, rap. It's bad. But
I have like
I will say,
nothing
if
to
you're-
say. I'm
To
dead
inflict this
inside.
much pain on Ari just brings me such joy.
if you made it this far, thank you. But go back and listen to it again. Please watch it on YouTube so you can see if a ghost pops up in the back of Jordy's camera. Like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a spirit walk across your room at some point.
I've got to also mention, because I don't think Ori saw that Maury dropped another new single literally yesterday.
No, I didn't.
Oh, it
has to be
It
better
can
than
be
the
all
one
right at
before
the end.
that. It has to be better than the one
I'd
before
say
that. Because the one before that was
it
I
tries
think, the
hard to
worst.
be decent. Yeah, that one was rough. This one was like, it had some saving graces in there, but I tried so hard because like it
Soft or is it
checks a lot
hype?
of boxes for me. It's more hype,
Good.
but
This
I
is
don't think
better
it's
hype.
executed well.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
And before we get too far into things, if you listen to our last episode,
Oh, you're right.
Oreos
I said
Oreos is nope. Oreos us a little favor because we were so gracious to review the Hydro Bloom album, and congrats to you, Ori, for releasing an album. It's doing pretty well on Spotify. You got like 1 out of 13 playlists. That's pretty good numbers.
That's private information.
That's pretty good numbers. You definitely didn't pay for any of those. But you do have like 200 monthly listeners now, which is cool. So people are listening to it.
For the record, I didn't pay to get on the playlist. I paid for Submit Hub tokens that were denied by playlists. For the vast
It's always
majority of
fucking
them.
tokens, man. It's always the tokens. But we were so gracious to use our podcast platform with our tens of listeners to review that album. And now Oreos us 3 compliments each.
2 compliments each.
So it was 3, I'm pretty sure. Someone
It was
check the record.
It was 2.
Producer, put the clip in here
I'm
right
the
now
producer.
where it says. But
One of because I fucking wrote them down.
yeah.
So I had to
Yeah,
think for
you
the
have to-
whole fucking 2 weeks that we've gone since recording.
Okay.
Really
so
scrape
you-
the bottom of my mind, the gutters of the
Start
fucking
with-
streets.
Start with Jordy, then me, then Jordy.
Like a
Okay,
snake trap.
Like a snake trap.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck. This is gay. Speaking of Bloodhound Gang, this shit gay. Jordy, I appreciate that you're always open to new things and trying new things and experiencing things, even if you have some sort of aversion to it. You're always willing to try things, and I appreciate that. That's a good thing. I don't ever want to try new things like listening to this album.
Keep it coming. This is nice. I wish I could clap really fast.
I already almost associated with the album. You fuckers are really putting on the fucking infernal seat. Tyler, I appreciate that you're a friend who checks up on people. That is not something that everyone does, and it's a positive trait that is unique to you, or rather unique to you. You check up on people, and that's a good trait. I have to do you again, fucker. Can we call it there? Can we just call it even?
No.
This is almost painful for me.
Yeah. Or it being nice is just uncomfortable. It's like somebody's got a, like, off camera, there's someone with a gun to your head.
There is. Tyler.
You got a gun pointed at your head. Jordy's got a fucking ghost in the back.
You're a positive person who's easy to work with. When we were working together in a band, remember back then?
No.
I enjoyed working with you and being creative with you. And you told me to fuck off. So that's where we're at now.
I don't know if I can take that as a compliment. So.
It's
Go to Jordy. You have to redeem yourself with Jordy's compliment. If it's not good, you gotta do it again next week.
Jordy, you are the person in my life who is most unapologetically themselves, even though it means you're you.
All right. No. First ones were great. The first ones were good. The second ones were very backhanded.
The second ones I saved for my they were my walk offs.
That one. I really liked it. It's also, I'm sorry you fuckers got to deal with me too.
Jordy's like, I don't want to be this way.
But I do. I do be do.
But all right. It's fucking playlist time. We got to wrap it up. It's 8 o'clock on a fucking Sunday.
And one note, just to correct the last episode. Oh my, I don't know why I did that. Lyra's right. Lyra called me out. Lyra listened, I guess. And I pronounce it the posh Australian or like British accent Vespertine. She does say it the American way, Vespertine. I was wrong. She's right. Correction. I'm posh. I think I chose to pronounce it my way just because I rhymed with it a lot, but yeah, she's right. So correction, Lyra's right. Now play.
This feels really good. This feels really, really good for Ari to openly admit that they were wrong about something.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, if you're an Ori hater, man, this last 10 minutes has been great for you. Compliments, admitting they're wrong for the first time ever, only because a third party called them out. Thank you, Lyra. Please do it more.
And if Lyra, if you made it this far, God bless, because this was I should have done it at the top of the episode, not the end. Because this episode's been brutal.
Yeah, it's for you, Keith. We know you're still listening somehow.
Ricky, what's up?
I saw Keith at the Escape Artist show. It was nice seeing Keith.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, well, I'll start us off. I'm putting As the World Turns Over by The Last 10 Seconds of Life. One of their older albums. It's the intro to one of their older albums. Oh, of course
I had it. I have so many hats.
You're not even wearing a hat.
What'd he say?
Can we clip it? As the World Turns Over by The Last 10 Seconds of Life.
Okay, I got it. Let me play a clip for the people at home.
People.
It's not in you, it's not inside of me. It's not comforting.
Only in a world this shitty could you even try to say these were innocent people and keep us straight.
Cool. Tyler?
All right. I'm adding Feel the Pain by Dinosaur Jr. Been on a big Dinosaur Jr.
They did.
Yeah, we certainly did feel the pain of the Bloodhound Gang.
Here's a clip of that. Is there vocals?
Yeah.
Cool. And I'm going to play. Wow, I thought it would be in their top. I just discovered this artist this past week. The artist is Jules Paymer. The song is 25.
Now that I wanna be alive, 'cause I never really saw me living past 25.
Awesome. Another
you know what's funnier
episode.
than 24?
25.
Got me
Shout out
scared.
to my
This guy's got to get.
homies.
This guy's got to get to bed.
This is
You
a
ain't
late
wrong.
night
Look
episode
how
for
dark it
Jordy.
is.
It's
Yeah, be careful, Jordy. There's a ghost behind you.
8 o'clock, Jordy. You're gonna turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah, I gotta go. I got Severance to watch. I got 2 more episodes in the show to watch. Great show if you haven't watched it. Also, in 3 weeks, I'm going on tour. If you happen to live in Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, or some town in Indiana that I can't pronounce, come see Bedroom Floor Play.
Do it.
Fuck yeah.
Imagine though, just how random it would be if somebody just from that listens to this podcast shows up to a show and be like, "Hey, I know you," and I'm like, "Who are you?" They're like, "I listen to your podcast." I'm like, why?
I'm a big Bloodhound
No, you
Gang
fucking
fan.
Why do you do that? No, it's probably a fucking Maury or Demon Dice fan looking to fucking shank me.
Yo, you gotta come to an Elsewhere show then, boys. Let's get it.
Yeah, Elsewhere playing with the Skylit Drive in May. Buy tickets now.
Yep.
Phantom Power is not a big club. That's all out too.
There's a lot of people seem to still be into Skylar Drive. I was kind of surprised, so hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah, and then what they play did they end that show Love Dress last year? It's like the summer of last year.
But I think that was
postponed or something?
original Skylar Drive. There's a lot of drama with the Skylit Drive. There's a lot of drama with Sky. That would be a whole episode.
So you're not playing with the Skylit Drive that played the show back in.
I don't think.
I think it was like
last year.
The summer of last year. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that was the original members, and we're playing with the members who kept the band title legally, so that the original members had to reform as the original Skylit Drive instead of a Skylit Drive. Jordy, you should know drama. You like metalcore.
That's true. Who are the douchebags in this scenario? Or is it like...
From what I understand, which is very limited understanding, is that like it's pretty much one of those bands that kind of cycled members, so not so often, but over time, that in the end, all the members there were no original members in the band at the end of the band's life, but they still had the legal right to the name. But then the original people wanted to come back and start making music because they weren't at that time, but they said like, no, we still don't want to give it up. We still like want to have the option to come back and play as that name. So they fought them legally that you can't use that name. So then the original members came back with the name, the original Skylit Drive. And I mean, they're both just kind of milking it because I don't think they're releasing new music, and that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. And, like, bands that tour and don't release music is like, I love Alisana, but like, I'd rather them release music and tour than just tour just to make money. But hey, get that bag. I don't really care that much. But
And if we're being honest, no band is making money on tour anymore.
Bands like Alisana,
we're not. They're not making as much money as you think they're probably making, especially now with like. I mean, we're not a political podcast, but with all the tariffs coming in place and stuff like that, and how the country is going,
we'll see you in the future. But they sell out like stadiums in like South America and stuff. They're big in other countries too.
Gotcha.
Like the Bloodhound Gang.
Like the Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah, sure, just like them.
Well,
I like when Shane yells, "Show me them titties!"
Suck my dick, suck my dick, suck my nuts.
That's my favorite Alisana lyrics.
All right, well, if you listen to this, I'm sorry. Next time
will
be better, I promise.
Snail Daddy.
Next time will be better.
I genuinely apologize for this. I did not know what we were getting into.
Yeah, this is on Jordy.
I own this.
I'll have you know that we were gonna do the impression that I get by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, which is a classic ska album, which actually also might be from the year 1999.
Yeah, but Ori was a little bitch, and I was trying to accommodate.
No, I didn't. I just said, if that's your pick, that's your pick. I've never vetoed a pick. I don't think you should be able to veto a pick. It's your pick. And I'm up next.
No,
so people,
I was looking out for you.
The one solace you have in this whole episode is that I'm up next. So if you suffered through this, just know that the good shit's coming. I'll feed you. Don't worry. I'll feed you.
I lied. The album is called Let's Face It, and it's from 1997, but it's a great album.
It is.
But yeah, we're done.
All right.
That's it.
Thanks so much for listening, guys. We'll catch you next time. This is probably, I'm gonna say, the most painful episode of the year. We can't be. We gotta call it this for this year. Maybe in 2026 we'll do something more painful, but have fun finding that.
We've had a stressful ones.
This year we've.
Hydro
this
Bloom
is
was
the
a
year of
nice
pain.
break, but John Cena into Bloodhound Gang.